Agents, they aren't ready for what's going to happen. Stop playing it safe. When you play it safe, you get what? Average.
Because you buy the BS lies that they're saying.
It's all objections. Never negotiating price over the phone. They aren't ready for what's going to happen. You guys are, because we've been doing what? Training. It's almost like a death. That freaks people out.
So that is fear.
And so you shut down. Stop playing it safe. When you play it safe, you get what? Average. Is anyone here average?
No way.
No? Okay. So let's get excited. So how about this? No family. How does that make you feel? Sad. Oh my God, I'm leaving my family. You know, grandparents watch the kids every day. Now I'm going to be on my own. I don't have anyone to watch the kid. Like all this stuff that's all teed up. And then we're over here trying to tell them, oh, you know, you're getting a good deal, right? They're hung up on being sad, the unknown. They're nervous. They're stressed out because maybe they're coming from an area like Arkansas or something, and they're trying to duplicate what they have in Arkansas. But here, it's a little tract home on 7,500 square foot lot, and they're spending $1.2 million for it. But remember, they're making more money if they're relocating, typically, right? Yeah. Now, this is what's crazy. It's like they're making the more money, but then they're leaving this lifestyle behind. It's almost like a death, right? Yeah. Like the old life is dying and there's this new life. That freaks people out. Yeah. So that is fear. And you got to remember that. Lots of emotions all tangled up in this deal. You know why? Because you buy the BS lies that they're saying. It's all objections. It's all objections because usually when people throw up an objection, it's because they don't know or understand in order for them to feel good about moving forward. So then all of a sudden you buy into their story. Oh, you know, my mom that has the wooden leg, the termites got to it, and now she's in a wheelchair. And, you know, like, this is so expensive. We don't know if we're going to have the money for the new wooden leg. And, you know, it's going to cut into my down payment. And then you buy into all this stuff, right? And just everyone just gets so worked up. So you're taking on the stresses of your buyer in the relo, right? I'm setting the scene here. I'm about to land the plane, and then we're gonna hit some nitrous, okay? So you're taking on the stresses of your buyer. They're tripping you out. You're like, oh my God, I got one of those. You're hook, line, and sinker, all wrapped into it. You're buying into all the BS and crazy stuff that they're saying. You're like, oh my God, I'm gonna save you. I'm going to save you, Aiden. I promise. I'm the best of the best. I'm the 1% of the 1% in the Western universe, okay? And then you have a seller who is just as batshit crazy as your clients. And the listing agent is kind of a rookie. They have some sales under their belt, but they're not really completely like well-rounded. Okay? So we have two sides to this. We have the buy side, and then we have the listing side. And then, you know, the seller down here that has their whole list of craziness that they have, right? Maybe they're in a money situation. Maybe the spouse died. Who knows? Just the stuff that comes along with sellers, right? Now you have agent to agent. You have two agents that have bought into their clients' shenanigans. You have another offer coming in. Make sure you're at list price is what the listing agent says to you. I like to play the game of, hey, I have this buyer that we looked at the house. They're thinking about it, but they're not sure. Because I want to separate that, because the next thing you know, some of these agents will start asking you, well, what list price or what's your offer going to be? It's like that has nothing to do with it. You're just getting a feel, right? So instead of getting into a tit for tat, I would much rather you just kind of play it general, okay? And say, well, you know, there's a couple of their homes that they saw, and they just wanted me to call to find out, like, what's the deal? Is there anything weird going on? What about the soul? You know, you're going to ask those questions. And again, you're going to leave it a little bit open-ended so that you're not boxed into a corner, okay? I am very, very, very firm on never negotiating price over the phone. It does not work. It doesn't work. You get yourself in trouble. Okay, when you negotiate price over the phone. It never works. So please, never do it, all right? When the market unleashes, it's like we're gonna have a bunch of 4-year-old toddlers on Red Bull and Sweet Tarts. These agents that are the sleepy agents that haven't been doing business will stumble across business. They aren't ready for what's going to happen. You guys are, because we've been doing what? Training. Hey, would you do me a huge favor? My client is super, super analytical. Would you mind just sending that over in a multi-counter offer? Well, I'm on vacation in Portugal right now, but let me see what I can do if I can have my TC send that to you. You'll start to hear it. Those are the little red flags that pop up that all of a sudden you're like, maybe this person's telling the truth or maybe they're not. And then it's a judgment call at that. That's where you pull us in and we'll, do a little quick huddle. Make sense? Yes. We know the feeling of when you're the listing agent and you have a listing that has gone haywire. They're on you every minute of the day. What's going on with that showing? What's going on with this? What's going on with that? Why aren't you doing an open house Monday through Friday? I don't care if it's New Year's. I don't care if it's Christmas Day. I don't care if it's Thanksgiving. I want you doing open houses. How come I'm not getting the feedback? What did they say? The showing was just done 2 minutes ago. What's the feedback? What did they say? Are they going to make an offer? And you get this over and over and over. So what happens to you? You end up getting deal fatigue. You're worn out. These people are like a gnat in your ear. And so you shut down. And so then all of a sudden someone sends you an offer. Oh, son of a bitch. It's not even list price. Oh my God, how are they going to handle this when I show it to them? You're already putting negative vibes into it. And then all of a sudden, you get a guy like me on the buyer side, and I'm trying to resuscitate you. Come on, it's all right. You're gonna get that commission before Christmas.
2026.
You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. So you have to. Do you see what I'm doing here? I'm playing both sides. Yep. I'm playing both sides. I'm playing on the seller side. I'm playing on the buyer side. There's 4 sides. You're playing yourself. Sometimes you got to get yourself fired up to play in the game. Like, oh man, I hear you guys and gals on Mondays. Oh, I gotta call my listings. I gotta call. Oh, I gotta call my listings. I know what's gonna happen. They're gonna beat me up. You get all worked up. That's just to call them to give them updates, let alone a lowball offer. Okay? Do you see where this is going? Are you guys getting the vibe of this? Yes. This is the stuff you got to know. I'm not trying to make you guys and gals paranoid. I just want you to see what it is that's actually going on. So listen, if we need to go back and forth a few times and negotiate, as long as you and I know, listen, it may take 2, 3, or 4 times going back and forth. Watch this. How many of you have gone back and forth 4 times? Okay. What typically happens at that point? With everybody. What happens? They're tripping balls at that point.
Yeah.
Okay? But when you tell them up front, that you're gonna have to go back and forth 3 or 4 times, what have you just done? Set the expectation.
Yeah.
Okay? Foreshadowing, whatever you want to call it. Little magic pixie dust. Because when you tell them that, then everyone knows, okay, as long as the other agent knows we're going back and forth a bunch of times, then everyone's good.
Yeah.
Clients really don't, it doesn't really matter at that point as long as her and I are in communication. So it sets the tone.
Okay.
Okay? So that's the one thing that I always like to do is like, listen, if we need to go back and forth a few times, as long as you and I are on the same page, hey, we may need to arm wrestle back and forth, whatever you want to say. You know, have fun with that, just to get the other agent on board with you. I'm telling you, half our problems are because we're isolating ourselves from either side. When you come together with another agent and you work together, who's had deals like that?
Yeah.
It almost doesn't feel real. You're almost like, is this how it is? Right? You know, when you have that feeling of this is what it's like, and everyone's on the up, and at closing, you get this list, like, oh, here's where the mailbox key is, and here's the code to the garage, and oh, here's the extra keys,
beautiful.
and oh, by the way, the back door has a little squeaky, just here's a little oil that you can, like, they do all this extra stuff, and you're like, oh my God. But 90% of the time, we're like kung fu battle, right? So the quicker you can de-escalate, the quicker you can like get everyone to chill out and get on the same page, the quicker you can make things happen.